Good evening, Princess. It is late, but still daylight, which is why I prefer this time over anything else. Busy workday, so finally getting out of the house. Here I am at Disney Springs for some dinner on my way over to D-Luxe Burger because I've been craving buffalo wings for a while. Haven't executed on that plan, but I saw they do have a buffalo chicken sandwich. I don't know if it's new or anything like that, but it looks very interesting, and that's what I'm going to have for dinner. And yes, that's what I'm going to have. I've already ordered it, so I just have to walk over there and tell them to get it ready. I thought this would be a great location to introduce today's incredibly important topic. And I'm really not shy about talking about controversial issues that affect a lot of people. No matter how much, I guess, disagreement there is between the two sides. I have my opinions, and they're the correct ones, and I'm not afraid to say that. So let's just, dive right into it. And it's something that you're going to have to deal with, unfortunately. Well, actually, maybe fortunately. We'll take care of it for a while, but eventually this is going to be on you and your generation. And it's choosing a cruise. Yeah, I know. This is much more divisive than you would think. And it's a battle I get into internally very frequently. And the two things that I look at mostly, in fact, the two things I look at always are by itinerary or by ship. There's lots of other factors that people can consider. I know some people consider like the embarkation port and the price and the line and other things like that. But, honestly, those don't matter, and they shouldn't matter to a lot of people, although I guess I can see why they do. But for me, the two things I look at are the ship and the itinerary. And the best thing is when there can be a nexus between those two, like an interesting ship, one I haven't sailed on before, and an interesting itinerary, one that visits ports that I haven't sailed on before. So I'm going to go get dinner now, and we'll just explore these two very, very important topics, because someday you are going to have to take a stand on this, and you're really going to have to be able to defend it and make your point and make people understand that you and me are right. Finally, here at D-Luxe Burger with my chicken sandwich. Unfortunately, this location hasn't really adjusted too well to the nonsense. Everything's essentially a to-go, so they give you a bag. And, before they would give you like a tray and everything was out. Now, it's kind of weird because you kind of have to put everything out on the table, which I would think is not recommended right now. So it kind of makes it a bit, more messy, and whatever. So I did my best, but so this is what I got. I'll do my best to show you. It's gonna be difficult and might be a while before we talk again, but let's give it a try. This is the this is the buffalo chicken sandwich, and it is quite substantial. It's pretty heavy, with a regular order of fries, and that's ketchup. I did get the garlic ranch dipping sauce, and over here is just a Goose Island IPA. I am a bit shocked that this is pretty much all they had. The beer selection here is rather lacking, but oh well, we will make do, because this is what we came for. There's nothing left. I already cleaned up. It was not as messy as I anticipated because it was a chicken sandwich and a burger, so it wasn't as drippy juicy as a burger, I guess. So it was a great chicken sandwich, but not a buffalo chicken sandwich. So in that respect, it was kind of disappointing. The buffalo flavor was there, but it was way too subtle. I like my buffalo stuff like dripping with hot, spicy buffalo goodness, and this was just, I don't know. It was similar to the pie I had over at Paddlefish. It was buffalo inspired, but way too subtle. Seems like they're trying not to be offensive, but please just offend me. I like that. So, great chicken sandwich, by the way. Technically perfect, and the quality of the materials, incredible, amazing. It was just that. So, a great chicken sandwich, but that's about it. So, it is dark now, and the lighting here is very bad, and I probably want dessert. So, I don't know, maybe we'll talk about itineraries over a donut, but no promises. The aerophile, which we will do someday, looks like a lot of fun. Used to be characters in flight, and there were characters on the balloon, but I don't know, that was a couple of years ago anyway. So why would I choose a cruise by itinerary? Well, the simplest reason is to go places that I've never been before. So, Princess, I'm going to reveal something that I know you're going to find very, very disappointing, and I'm disappointed in myself, but I have only visited 70 odd countries, and I know, I'm working on it. I really, really am. But cruising is a very easy way to do this. I've traveled, a lot of places, yeah, I will admit, and sometimes it gets kind of grueling, and at this point, I don't like to do that. But on a cruise, it's super easy. So next year, I think I might rack up 15 more countries on 2 or 3 cruises, and it's going to be so easy because you know what? You go, you drop your suitcase, or actually no, they deliver your suitcase to your stateroom, and that's it. Everything's done. Your room moves with you. One second. The gnats are out. Anyway, so I choose cruises based on itinerary for places that I've never been before, or the very rare occasion that I would like to go back. I have been to pretty much everywhere in the northern Caribbean, so I'm looking for some sailings in the southern Caribbean, and just to knock those off, very easy notches. But one second. Well, my arm got unusually tired, so sorry about that. Anyway, itineraries. Places I've never been before. And there's a lot of places in the world that, it's very easy to do. So I'm looking forward to Southeast Asia entirely on a cruise, because the only landlocked country in the area is Laos. So a quick flight over, see a couple things and come back, and then the rest from the ship. Yeah, how easy is that? The one place where this is very difficult is Africa. So we will, figure out something to do there. Either way. So when choosing cruises by itinerary, I focus on places that I've never been before, or on occasion, places that I kind of would like to go back. And for me, I'll admit, it's the private islands, because I know it's just kind of nice. I had a really good time at Labadee, and of course, upcoming Coco Key. That's going to be awesome. Norwegian just renovated, not a word, their private island, and, given where we are, Castaway Key. Oh, we're going to have so much fun there. So itineraries are a very good way to choose a cruise, and one of the 2 ways that I choose my cruises. Now, great question though. Does transoceanic count as an itinerary? Back at Everglazed for dessert, and I got one of the standard donuts. Last 2 times last time was on the menu, but this one I had to ask if the featured element was still worth eating, and I was sure that it was, because I've had things like this elsewhere and they're just not very good. So what I ordered was the Fruity Pebbles. Now what I was concerned about were the Fruity Pebbles themselves, and whether or not they were still going to be crispy. I've had similar donuts at the other big donut place, Voodoo, and have always been disappointed. So I did ask specifically if the Fruity Pebbles would still be crispy, and I was assured that they were. So I hope I'm not setting myself up for disappointments, because it sounds absolutely delicious. So I guess we have to try it and eat it all. It's just so big. Winner, after my chicken dinner, that donut was very, very good. Did not disappoint, and yes, the Rice Krispies, Fruity Pebbles, oh boy, were in fact crispy right out of the box, just like I wanted them to be. So spot on to, I guess the culinary team here at Everglazed for another spectacular donut. I remember the reason I asked was because the last donut I had at Voodoo, which was in Portland from the actual original store, was a Fruit Loops covered donut. It sounded great, but those Fruit Loops had been sitting out for days. It felt like they were just gross. So I have not been there since, even the one here at Universal. I walk by it all the time, and I'm like, I don't know. I will go back. I will give them another try. Maybe the story here, since it's in Florida, will be much, much better. In fact, you know what? That pretty much guarantees it will be better because everything is better in Florida. But this donut was great. Except transatlantic cruises, because they would go eastbound. And we'll find out on a transoceanic voyage, you always want to go westbound. Just trust me on that one. So why would I choose a transatlantic trip? Mostly for the ship. So that's the second reason that I choose cruises, and that's for the ship. And it's for similar reasons that I like coming to like theme parks and stuff, because they're big, fun machines full of lots of interesting things to do. Lately, I've been trying to sail on a lot of the new ships. I eventually will be successful, and it's something I very, very much enjoy. A couple years ago, I did Symphony of the Sea's first transatlantic. She is still the largest cruise ship sailing. I think might be surpassed by the next Oasis class to come out of the yards. Then I did the brand new Norwegian Encore last year, and I was booked on Carnival's new Mardi Gras for her first transatlantic. That got scrubbed because of Carnival, actually, not because of the nonsense. Actually, no, because of the shipyard, not because of the nonsense. And later this year, well, I will be sailing on Carnival. This year, I will be sailing on the new Scarlet Lady from Virgin Voyages. This year, I will be sailing on Odyssey of the Seas, first North American voyage. And all those cruises were chosen because of the ship. So, yeah, and also, you know, it doesn't have to be a new ship. I also want to try all the different classes of ship. So I will be trying either seaside, or seashore from MSC eventually. The Meraviglia is also on the list. Never sailed on that class of ship. Sounds pretty cool. Different experience, I understand, on MSC. And yeah, well, see, the thing is, you know, for the itineraries, I'm having to go places. I'm going to have to go to Europe or Asia or wherever to sail on these itineraries, where the ship itineraries, just botched that one, where the ship really doesn't matter. As long as it's a nice one, that's okay. But the thing about choosing by ship is a lot of them come here to Florida, either Miami, Fort Lauderdale, or Port Canaveral. You know, biggest cruise market in the world. The Lions want to put their biggest, most impressive ships here first, which is great for me, which means that that is another thing that is better in Florida, along with everything else, really. So, makes it easier for me to choose by ship. So, well, that's why I do choose by ship. Big, new, they're like theme parks, like big floating theme parks. Actually, that one's actually kind of simple, just big floating theme parks. Well, that's the two primary methods that I use to choose cruises. Either the itinerary, going places that I've never been before, or by the ship, a ship class that I've never sailed on before, or a brand new ship that hopefully no one else has sailed on before. Always very fun to take advantage of those opportunities. So I am gonna head out now. It's getting late. I have to get up very, very early. I have two things that I have to do very, very early, but that's okay. I prefer very, very early. So I'm going to go home relatively very, very early. But before I go, I do want to say that, you know, unfortunately, while I have a pretty good plan for choosing cruises, and there are definitely lots of opportunities, lots of itineraries, lots of new ships, because there's so many great itineraries and because there are so many great brand new cruise ships coming out, it does make choosing very difficult and very stressful, and something that I worry about constantly. But that is why I am thankful for my problems. Well, that's good. Child-proofing the White House would take far too long.